Margo, that's good timing. I was just about to leave the gym, so I'll put this video on private. I'll just answer your questions here, and it's probably a good idea to share it with the elephant women too. So first piece, eccentric heel drops. Are you supposed to feel a burn, or is it just a mobility exercise and you're having trouble with your bent knee? It's a whole different story when your knee's bent. I hope you can see. This is pretty easy, and yeah, you're supposed to feel a burn. We're thinking, can we maintain tension the whole way down? And then when you go bent knee, it's going to be less range of motion. So it's way more difficult when you are bent knee, but you should feel it more down here for bent knee, and when you're straight knee, you're going to feel it kind of all through the back side. So go slow and try to feel a burn, and you'll start to notice that when you do stuff like ladder drills or little pops like this or sprinting, you're going to be faster on off the ground because you're developing that eccentric strength, meaning the lengthening strength. That's what we're going for. That's why we put 2 feet up to get us back up. So if we want to get into some real deal plyometrics when it's go time, then we need to take those super serious. Next piece, 1 leg glute bridge equals number of reps. That should say plus. So you do a 1 leg glute bridge, and then you do 10 reps or 15 reps or whatever it is. A 1 leg glute bridge iso hold, meaning this is what we're looking for. So 30 seconds, hold in, hanging out, squeezing my butt. Is it my butt or is it my hamstring? If it's my hamstring, turn my hamstring off, make it more your butt. Hang out for 30 seconds. You should be lit up. Your butt should be lit up after 30 seconds. And then you go to work on your on those things. Make sure you're not going up too high, because if you go up too high, you're going to feel it in your back. Question number 3, you don't have a resistance band for the Pallof hold. If you have a cable, do this. Making sure you're tucking your shoulder. Don't let that happen. Tuck it down. You just feel it in your obliques. If that's not going to work out, if you have like guys doing cable crossovers and stuff on the cables, do a push-up tap. So the idea here is I have to be wide enough that my core doesn't move when I go from 4 points of contact to 3 points of contact. If I was real narrow like this would happen. And that's no good. We're working on core stability. So if it's too easy, narrow your feet. So you can't do Pallof holds, do push-up taps. What do you mean by progression for plank and push-up? The progression means if you can do a push-up like this, full range of motion, then you go to the floor. And if you're really good at doing them on the floor, then you put your feet up. The key is nobody goes to the next progression unless you can go full range of motion, touching your chest, either the bench or the floor. Same thing for planks. You'll start here. Let's make the progression, rather than going feet up, let's make, when you're really good at planks and you're breathing, and I know it's a little ridiculous blowing through a straw, but it makes all the difference in the world. I showed Haley how to do that, so ask Haley. We'll go to plank reaches, which is kind of the same idea, so check it out. So once you can do this super well and everything's tight and there's no craziness going on, then you'll go. It will make that 10 reps each side. The mini bands to the gym, bringing the mini bands to the gym. PerformBetter.com, you can buy these, but probably the easiest thing to do is going to be to go to Perform Better and buy a $60 thing of TheraTube and tie it together. Because if everybody had mini bands, it's going to be a really good thing for us, because it's how we get a lot of stability from the knee, and we can start doing 1 leg squats like this. It should be good news. If we want to challenge that knee to come in so that we can drive it out and use those muscles up here at our hips so that we can cut better and, you know, prevent knees. So if we all had minivans, then we would go drive around in minivans. Eventually we'd want to do it like that if we had the minivans. So it's been a long day. I don't know why I keep saying minivans, but minibands. All right, this is a great question at the end. More of a general question. The reps go down each week. Yes. Are we trying to peak for Syntex? Yes. The idea is less reps means more weights. If you can do 10 reps on the split squat at 30 pounds in each hand, then at 5 reps you'll probably be able to do 45 pounds in each hand. And the stronger we get, the more force we can put in the ground, the more power we produce, and that's what making big plays is all about. So right now you're just kind of adapting higher reps and then heavier, heavier, and then you'll be strong, relatively strong by the time you get to Syntex, and that's going to make you more explosive, and then we'll talk about what to do after that as far as reps and that sort of thing. So you notice that with everything. Cleans, get good at it, get at the technique, 5 reps, and then eventually we'll go to singles and doubles, and we're just getting in there and doing one big explosive effort, like laying out for a disc, throwing a disc, whatever you do. The other thing I wanted to say is if you're having trouble with the cleans, whatever it is, then just do dumbbell snatches. And I'm not sure that we went over dumbbell snatches, but here's what you'll do. It's the same kind of hinge as a clean. So a clean, I'm here, I hinge, big chest, butt back, curl my wrist, I jump shrug, and I catch. Same idea here, I hinge, I get those hamstrings on stretch, I jump and pull my elbow high and stick it at the top. So it's real important that first I kind of groove out this. Can I be stable here? Can I get my elbow straight? Can I feel comfortable catching it so we're not all crazy and hurting ourselves? And then eventually it becomes quick. And the idea with these cleans and dumbbell snatches and vertical jump and sticks is to get our hips through. That's why they're paired with a yoga table and a one-leg glute bridge, to activate your butt so that when you jump, you're using your butt for hip extension, which is what sport is. So be thinking about the reasons that we're doing this stuff. If you don't have mini bands for the plate jump and stick, that's no worries. Just look at yourself in the mirror and make sure that this isn't happening. That knee going in is no good. So you got to think, can I stabilize my knee? And if you can, then you can start blasting off, just making sure you stick. Okay, one of the biggest rules here with all this stuff, if it doesn't look athletic, it's not athletic. So watch each other and say, hey, I think you're doing half push-ups there, or that clean doesn't look athletic, maybe you should go down and weight and make it look good. This stuff's about movement quality at this point. Warm up. Remember, lunge matrix is this. Boom. Side squat. And this. Think about opening up your hips. Rather than let this knee collapse like that, think about what can I do to open up my hips more, so I can kind of drive out, I can hang out. Spend some time getting to know your hips. And last piece is when you do a staggered row, get into your glute, just like that stretch we were doing at the beginning. We were doing these retro walks and we're getting into your glute. Think about that when we do this. So I get into that butt, this thing should be on stretch, and then we're here, and in a couple of weeks we'll start working on sprinting out of that position. So that should help you tonight. I think I got all your questions. Guys, if the split squat is getting super easy, I guess that's the last 2 pieces. Split squat, if this, the reason I put you here is to have you stabilize everything before you go into that split squat position. If it gets easy, then take 2 dumbbells and start getting strong with it. By another dumbbell would be my left hand, and I'm hanging out doing split squats, controlling my knee. A lot of our knees are going to want to go in. That's why we do stuff like the mini bands and one-leg squats to gain control of that knee. Last one's toe touch the squat. If you're having trouble, if you're tight like me, then grab 2 plates, put your heels on them, and then you can do a better toe touch the squat. Remember, all the way down, deep as you can. All right, cool. That'll get you through. Signing off. Keep asking questions.